Hello, companions. Fair envision what would happen if all of a sudden there was an enormous dark baller bear in space, and a voice came from it, that I am your god. What is the reality of this bear? Let's see in today's science fiction film named Dusty. At the starting of the Dim Circle motion picture, we are appeared a time in the future where a tremendous space was flooding towards Shiv Jaiteen, where he had to explore a round protest with a string which all of a sudden came into the circle of damages. There are 6 individuals interior who were in Herbert country for 8 months. Carla, the lead part of the film, is the to begin with among them. Here she gets ancient dreams. Sometime recently getting to be in Space Explorer, she reunites her girl and mother with a smash and is called apart. Hai, who was getting exceptionally exasperates, inquires him to take rest and goes ahead. They filter the letter standard sense issue and attempt to discover out more almost him, but they don't discover anything extraordinary. Carla says that they ought to go back here. Nothing but it says that they have to total their mission. For this they contact the CIO, one of their program, who tells them through the visualization machine that they have to explore the strange reasonable and discover out. After all, what is that thing? He tells that it is the greatest riddle till date. That is why individuals on soil, moreover, need to know approximately it. After a few fear, Carlo listens the voice of his dead mother who was calling him, and on the other side, Sai is there. She too begun hearing bizarre commotions in the room. Buffalo does video of Carlo on the chain recently. He was stressed almost Carla since she was giving him test, but do it, she concurs with his words. All of a sudden the disposition goes off tomorrow, and the lights go off. Was moreover flicked, their contact with the soil has been misplaced since that dim circle was putting a bizarre impact on Group Shiv. As the dispatch was getting closer to product, the meaning was expanding. Everybody gets cut in the command dick. Unusual data is gotten from the senior of the save. She tells everybody that the world of DOS is transmitting once more and once more. This is a Latin word which implies saying God sigh, that they ought to go back promptly, but no one tunes into her fear of suicide. Kay clears out from there. Carla tells the cell that we ought to remain here until we make contact with the woodland once more. But the officer demands that they have to move forward since this was the Buffalo's final arrange. He says that it must be God who is reaching them, but she says that it may moreover be an outsider. The letter is found in the C unit. Who is freezing? He tells Carlo that he has given his judgment since he is letting him listen it in his intellect. After that, everybody examines him in wide sunshine. Recently she says that this is not God. It is an outsider maker from our external space whom they will have to look at. After hearing this, they say that we ought to at that point discover a way to dispose of the outsider. At that point Carla has come once more, which was his dead daughters. On the other hand, maybe he was having inconvenience with the animals. Alfred gives Lax and the rest, and both of them go to look for Psycho in the cargo bomb. At that point, Carla moreover joins them. There is a cast together. Those individuals had isolated and were looking for a Psycho. Perhaps before long test would be found. He was needing a few voice, due to which he was making those faction images on his body, as if he was beneath the control of a few fiendish control. Yes, she calls Carla boisterously, but she had murdered till her entry. Seeing recently, perhaps she is late by making her the leader and orders them to turn Shiv back, since indeed after going ahead, you all have to pass on together. He moreover says that we will slaughter the commander too, since he is covering up something. But at that point, all of a sudden he arrives there and slaughters him in the Psycho suit and orders him to put the body in the sack and return with Carla himself. When he goes to the room, Carla inquires him if he is truly stowing away something, but Sen says no and furiously tells Karma to proceed the mission. Presently he, as it were, had 3 hours to reach the save, so presently they take off Jai and move ahead in a little shuttle. Whereas moving ahead, Carla takes note of unusual structure on the save, but she does not get it. What is the matter? All of a sudden their association to soil was moreover re-established. Ben's 3D image was appeared by Acro. It is told that Carla saw the G structure. Thousands of structures are moreover unmistakable on the soil. So what is the condition of the researcher that I as well can provide us such answers which we require? Thus, these individuals will have to total their examination to begin with. They go to Alpha, whereas Sun had served them presently, and after moving it towards the structure, they come to know that it is a door from which light was coming out. Alps fires at it to see the beat of the door, and it appears them a image. Gives the riches image, and recognize that it has been exchanged from the eye of a door, which implies welcome well-being. Abruptly, in the light interior, the door, they see the figure of a lady who is giving her message through the eye. She tells that I am talking on sake of the maker of everything, meaning God can do it. She inquires him why the maker came here. But the woman says that to offer assistance and ensure the individuals of the soil, she too clarifies. It is said that people have been given two choices. One is that, if they enter the door at that point, they will never confront any issue once more. And if they do not enter at that point, they will before long devastate the soil and turn it into a dark gap, and everything will be crushed to the Father. Individuals have to lie down towards the entryway, after which she sees a cloud cast in the confront of a lady Carloc's mother. Seeing her mother, Carla runs interior the door, where on the other side she sees her girl Bhagti, and behind her was the brilliant city. But sometime recently, Carla can meet her girl. The discussion stops, and in the another scene we see her lying on the table interior the spaceship. She was wearing a white dress and was doing exceptionally unusual things. After a few fear, she inquires her companions, "How did I come here?" In some cases he tells that after coming out of the door, you had ended up oblivious, so off he brought him back, but the belt had kicked the bucket. At that point, the buffalo inquires Cal, "What did you see towards the entryway?" At that point he falls. She tells that there is a brilliant adore-like city there. Sister inquires her to tell more, but when she says do, at that point she has not seen anything else. Another she inquires how did Wells kick the bucket all of a sudden, indeed, in spite of the fact that he was in Pioneer. Yes, I need to say mass, so she made a few botch in wearing the spacesuit. Hearing what happened, Carlock faults herself since she was the one who took Wells with her. Off tells her to rest and tells her that we have to get the save out of circle rapidly, whereas Carla is still there, halted and needed to know more. Deliver the command. On the way back, Alpha Carla finds a put, where there was a shake. There were no cameras there. Unravel inquires Carla what she saw there in Al, and she tells that she saw her girl and mother together. She says that Buffalo and the commander are certainly stowing away something from us. Letter inquires what Carla told you, but he doesn't tell anything. Sun Bibi is suspicious, and he orders Shiva to be taken out of circle, and his life is given. He tells John to go, but needs to check the spacesuit, but finds nothing in it. So he sends the camera to halt Alpha, but when he goes into the hallway behind Alpha, Carlo focuses it at him and says, "That I have come to know that you are an ancient trooper of uncommon strengths, and to take him to the weapon point, back to the command deck from wherever he was." So Carla too takes him to the weapon point and inquires him almost all this since the space of dividers. On checking, he came to know that there was no deformity in it, which implies that he has been killed. At this time, a 3D image of Benz is seen. To reply all these questions, he has to say that agreeing to the researcher of the soil, you found him interior the door. Paradise is great, but Karana said that this title is conceivable. The scene of Gama in Colgate was moreover broadcast on soil, so everybody needs to go to paradise, and once more, life film of Prithvi is too seen on call, where all individuals were flooding her towards the outsider entryway. She tries to cook him. Whereas sparing herself, she moreover fires the huge gun saying that you do not do anything, but Shaktiji clears out and slaughters her with Carlo, and at that point she takes note that the thwart, to begin with one. She felt brief, but Carla, not having the boldness and heart, focuses at Gan-off and says that I too need to know the truth like you. I will not murder you. After which do it, she trusts him and Alpha's skills on the wound. The outlaw at that point says that she needs to go back to the save and crush it sometime recently. It turns the soil into a dark gap. So she says that we can annihilate it through a bomb. After which the moment portion of the isolated chip is Gray saying, He comes close the bomb on the side and inquires the truth, almost the commando save. And at long last he tells that he has really made this planet himself, since the populace of people on the soil is exceptionally tall, and subsequently, he needs to expel 15 billion individuals from the soil. He needed so that 6 billion individuals can live comfortably on the soil. He moreover tells that this circle cannot be toyed. Vaseline had tricked the individuals by calling it paradise. His arrange was to draw individuals and take them interior the entryway. Where after hearing that he was murdered, Carla inquires that at that point, how do I frequently see my dead mother and girl? At that point here, it is uncovered that really Vance had planted a chip in his brain after the mishap, and that mischance moreover happened in Buffalo. Benz needed to prepare and control Carlo to make him the way he is presently. After hearing this heart-tweaking reality, Carla says that if her mother was here right presently, she would have listened to a story around 5 individuals battling on one vote. When they went there, they thought that there were, as it were, 3 individuals, so somebody ought to have slaughtered 2 individuals. Yes, this had to be done, but Carla says that my mother had another way to spare everybody, that is, they caught Angle. He seemed have looked for Ireland and held up for Shiva. His primary point was that everybody ought to get a chance to battle for life, since no one knows the destiny of the future. On the other hand, he had arranged a bomb, but knowing around the plane, Pants would self-destruct. It begins, meaning the spaceship was almost to detonate. Carla had, as it were, 3 minutes to choose whether she would bolster Buffalo or not. Carla did not need to back him, so she shoots the 3D image machine, and tells Off to come back to his manship sometime recently the blast. Off says that he will not be able to fire the bomb after coming back to Shiv, but after hearing the self-destruction, he begins coming back. On the way, he guides Karlak to tell him that he will not be able to fire the bomb when he returns to Shiv. Manuel isolates him from his car. He moreover gives the code to Karlak. They go to his interpretation center to plant the bomb. Say that I will go out to begin with. Really, he needed to give up himself by slaughtering Karma so that the Carol can return to soil. Go and tell everybody the truth, almost what happened. Carla tells him to go back interior, but he doesn't concur. Carla is stunned to see this, but not squandering her friends give up. She takes Shiva out of the line.